Right, so welcome to the UK Flooring Podcast. Got someone different, first time for me on this side of the camera, or this side asking the questions rather than answering them. But I want to welcome you two guys onto the call. We'll get you to introduce yourself, explain a little bit about V2 and your backgrounds, if that's all right, guys.
I'm Ben Montgomery. I'm the ops director of Veatu Flooring.
I'm Peter Cohen. I'm the operations manager for Veatu Flooring. So for me, basically, I sit in the middle of everything that goes on, below Ben and above everything else. So it was someone, but
That's a bit dodgy, Matt.
what was I? So it's somewhere for Ben to point that and shout out when he's when he's doing wrong, not to congratulate when it's going well. So, but yeah, sit in the middle of everything from sales, installation, customer satisfaction, right the way through to completion, and everything that goes in between.
You moved over a bit now, so I can't see the golf clubs in the background. But that you're the guy that allows Ben to get out and play the golf.
Yeah, pretty much. That's why he's so good at it, because he doesn't have all that baggage in his head. He can actually focus on the round of golf as it's happening, you know.
A real
All I'm doing is thinking about where we go next, mate.
strategic thinking.
Yeah, so I do my planning on the golf course. That's why I have to go outside.
There's a lots of planning.
So my day today is overseeing pretty much the day-to-day running the whole business, working with the other directors, growth, strategy, how we can improve recruitment, pretty much day-to-day running of the business from top to bottom. Obviously, with support from the team that we have.
Cool. So tell us a bit more about V2 and how did it come about? How did the business start in the first place?
Yeah, so V2 started in 2019. As you know, we're part of a group. So actually what happened was our other owner, Mike, he was Sparky, he's an electrician.
Yeah.
Shut down M&E company, and basically he was constantly getting hammered if he knew anyone who could do any flooring. So Mike's like, yeah, I could do it. And that's pretty much how V2 started in 2019.
It's always a little bit by accident, isn't it? It's always a bit of a running theme with these things where it's like no one ever planned to get into it. It just evolved and something happened, and then you.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Yeah, Mike saying yes, and then off we went. So I joined in 2021, and it was me and my dad and my brother Jay, and it started off in a tiny small little office. Brought Nick in, working in maybe a 10 square meter office, and it's gone from there to 5 years now, where we are now, doing what we're doing with 20 odd staff and still growing.
Yeah, and having wall space to fill with the football.
That's all. That's my boys' football team. So they're up on the one, mate. How far to get?
You can't see your other walls.
It's deliberate.
So, I mean, the big mural of St James's Park on that wall there, you know,
Yeah, we're mad Newcastle fans. So this one for teams calls season V2. This one's for us.
Fair play. So for those that don't know V2, I'm sure lots of people listening will have heard of the company, but what sort of work do you do? What do you get involved in?
So we're mainly a commercial flooring specialist. We get involved in, all types of sectors, from your schools, hospitals, residential, retail, like your major supermarket floors, and we're branching into a whole new retail division now, which is going to solely focus on building up a retail side, whilst we concentrate on the infrastructure in the growth of V2 on this side. So it's not going to be a separate company, just a separate division, and just branching out, just solely focusing on retail on one side, and then focusing on your so infrastructure projects on the other.
Yeah, just allow you to focus on the right things and what have you. Cool.
Yeah, well, we started picking up the superstores about a year and a half ago. We kind of done it as a favour to one of our clients, really. Picked it up, realised we were good at it.
Is that strategy, isn't it, mate?
Was, yeah, I was on the bog pools when it happened. I on the 7th floor. Yeah, and we picked it up and realised it's something that we're good at, and we had the people in the house to take that on.
Yeah.
And then since then, it's grown and developed, and luckily from how well we're doing, we're getting more clients coming into us knowing that we can do it. And we basically just had to divide up Veatu slightly to keep up with capacity of it.
Yeah. So it's often the thing in our industry, isn't it? And particularly being so relationship led, once customers kind of get the idea that you can take care of what they need, it often kind of grows and expands from there. And I think particularly in the commercial side of the industry, it just does tend to grow arms and legs if you get it right, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's the same as how we got into the tiling. I mean, we was doing the flooring packages, and they're like, "Oh, can you do the tiling?" Yeah, we'll give it over with it. And then luckily, heads backgrounds tiling and terrazzo mostly, and then some of our supervisors and people we work with, their background was tiling, and then we picked that up, and again, that's taken legs on its own as well. So we've gone from soft flooring to hard flooring, tiling, white rock, resin, paving. It's just good time.
Just keep adding things on.
Yeah, exactly that.
So obviously you mentioned earlier it's part of a wider group now. So how did that come about? 'Cause that's quite a big shift, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, I mean, the two owners, they were both M&E. The other owners, sorry, they were both background was M&E and operations, and I think the gaps just opened where they could fit it, and we've got the energy side, construction, and obviously us and M&E. So the construction side is really doing well. So is energy, and it's the group is helping V2 grow as well. Having the group, because we've got the support from the group that gives confidence to our clients that we can handle the big scale works.
Yeah.
We get support from them where they're picking up packages and they want the flooring done. So we have some intercompany works together. Also, we're able to offer packs to certain people where they need certain works done that obviously the flooring side can't do. So again, the nice thing with the group is we're all a close-knit bunch. We all get on well. We all communicate a lot. We all spend time together outside of work. So we're all looking after each other. So I've never been part of a group before, but I enjoy it. I like the camaraderie between us all. I like the endless sort of power. It's a nice thing.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, met quite a few of the guys from your team and seen them on nights out, all that sort of stuff. And yeah, as you say, I think it's a lot easier in smaller organisations to have that kind of team and that culture where everyone does get on and works together and kind of work hard, play hard, a bit of that social side and stuff. But how have you kept that as it's become bigger and gone into a bigger group?
Internally in V2, I mean, we don't have much control over the bigger group in relation to this and what we're saying, but within V2, I think you keep it by focusing on people rather than their skills. So, like recruitment, for example, is a key part. You have a space that you need to fill. As long as they've got a skill set, then you're focusing more on the people that you're bringing in. They have to fit the family environment. They have to be able to come in and feel like it's part of their family straight away. And you can get that from talking to people. I mean, it's great sitting across the table interviewing people and asking them what they've done in their career, but on a bit of paper, you can see what you want. It's when you get across the table and see them in their eyes and have a talk to them and ask them a football team to support, which is really important. The moment.
Was you out the door?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, but you could have all the skills in the world, but if you don't support the right team,
I just forced out.
I didn't want to say that. I know, you know what I mean. But yeah, he's right. But yeah, the key for keeping it a family-run business, because that's the way it kind of started with the Derek and Jay and Ben. It's all it has to follow that same pattern.
We were also lucky as well. We got great people here. Like the staff here are fantastic. The people here, I mean, Veatu's only as good as his people. I mean, we've got to where we are now from having amazing people to work hard, who want to be here, put the effort in. And we're lucky, really. I've never worked anywhere where we're colleagues, we're friends, but we also work together. If anyone's in trouble, anyone's struggling, there's no blame culture. No one jumping on each other's back. Right, what do we do to fix it? How do we get out of this? How do you do as a team?
Yeah.
So we're lucky in that sense. Like I say, everyone's fantastic here, and we're quite spoilt, me and Pet, to be fair.
Yeah, definitely get that vibe. Anyone that you meet from your team always seems to have that kind of, seems to enjoy what they do and, yeah, want to be there. And you also have quite a few people kind of develop within the business. And obviously, it seems like every other week you're taking someone new on. So, what's kind of been the thought process around, what roles you need as you've got bigger and expanded? What have you been looking for?
All right, it's just the growth. Just from the growth has just been so quick. I mean, it will literally every week it's getting bigger and bigger, and plans are not to slow that down. So some bits we're looking ahead slightly, looking for when we go to the next step. Yeah, for that being
It's kind of spotting when the department's sort of looking like it's going to struggle. Like if like for instance, if you're turning over £6 million and you got a structure that's only set up for £1 million, you know they're going to struggle. So it's spotting that. And what, like Ben said, when the growth's growing so fast, it's kind of telling you itself. The business is screaming at you what it needs.
Yeah, it's something I see a lot with clients that I work with, where they get to a certain scale and then it gets out of hand, and they try and you end up kind of trying to put in the processes or the systems or get the people when you're already in the shit and you've got the problems and you're trying to wade your way through it all, and
It's hard. It's challenging, but it does, if you're on top of it and you keep spotting the gaps.
yeah.
Um,
As you say, if you've got great people who want to be there, it makes all the difference in the world, doesn't it? And I think obviously people coming into your business, and there's quite a pace and there's loads going on. So I guess similarly, how do you like bring them into that culture where everyone is a family and they've grown with the business and all the rest of it, and you get this new kind of person drop in? How do you integrate them to the madness or whatever?
Exactly. It's spun. It's in that interview, isn't it? You only get that short hour as the first time you meet them to think, how would these guys fit in, or would these guys disrupt the balance that we've got here?
Yeah.
I was very lucky when I joined V2 that I knew Ben and his dad and his brother for a lot of years. So I kind of knew what I was coming into, and because I knew
Yeah.
Ben for so long, Ben knew what he was bringing in, if you like. So he knew he wasn't bringing in a bad apple. He was bringing in someone that was going to fit into the big cog.
Yeah.
for me as well. It's easy to find because you can tell when you meet them their ambition and what they want, and that these two again is very much about growing within, developing people, finding an avenue for them to grow into.
Yeah.
Meeting people and interviewing people with the same drive, the same ambition as we got, makes it easier.
Yeah, it does. And I think, it's quite an incestuous industry, isn't it? But I think kind of um, the positive around kind of everyone knowing everyone in the industry and all these sort of things is quite often in that sort of scenario where you knew each other before, you kind of know what you're getting, don't you? And it's something I always try and say to people: if you can get referrals or recommendation, or you can recruit people that you're kind of like de-risking it. But even then, I do, done a lot of recruitment in my career, but also kind of in what I do now for clients and so on. And I'll always start with like, who do I know and who do they know, and actually whose opinion do I respect, and all those sort of things. Get someone with the right skills, but as you say, also, they've got to fit in your team, particularly when you have got that close knit everyone's working together. You want them to be able to fit in rather than come in and be disruptive. And I think particularly for smaller businesses and people who haven't done the recruitment and stuff in the past, it's a tough one, that, isn't it? Because, it's often a little bit alien for people in our business where, maybe they haven't recruited for a year or two, or they reach that growth bit and it's the first time that they're inducting someone for a while, and it's tough, isn't it?
It's always a difficult one. Recruiting is difficult because I say you spend more time with your colleagues than you do with your family. So, but it's about being the right fit. If you've got ambition and drive, but you need teaching, fine. Teaching and coaching people and training them and develop them. I like that. That's the fun bit. Seeing people grow and develop with a business and achieve things. That's the best part about a job. It's seeing somebody who wants to do it, and as soon as you find that, it's easy. People have to be willing to put the effort in, but I find that people enjoy their work more when they've got something to work for, somewhere to go, something to do. They're happy to put the hours and happy to do the extra bit when they need to. But also, when you're going out of a beer room on a Friday evening, having a laugh, seeing them outside of work, enjoying their company outside of work, it makes it easier on a Monday morning when you're slugging back in at 8 o'clock, ready to go again.
Hungover.
So, not really so much, but some of the others.
Some of the others, yeah. You can tell by looking at them, you think you've had a good weekend, didn't you? Normally the messages on the WhatsApp group is that, that's something that's evolved over the past 5 years, is WhatsApp groups. The way we're going to be doing all weekend.
The women in the office are worse than the men, put it that way.
Because say I've seen you a lot out on nights out as well, so got to be able to. So they've got to support the right football team. They've got to be able to hold the drink.
Yeah.
And then maybe carry that golf bag as well.
It's got black, of course. I give you surprisingly late. I got like over a mini golf ball. That's why I've got 100 golf balls. But
yeah, you need them when you're losing them a lot, there. That I certainly do.
listen, I would fall with the Ben. He's the type that would get sponsored off like Titleist, where I'm the one that probably buys more Titleist golf balls than anyone. I should be in after sponsors, but that's using them all. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know the feeling. I definitely know the feeling. Fair play. So obviously good and bad times, but what's the biggest challenges that you guys kind of face in the industry? What gives you the biggest headaches?
Where to start?
It's out.
For me, it's cost. Cost's the biggest at the moment, isn't it? Yeah. Cost's the biggest headache right now. The materials costs have shot up. The labour costs have shot up.
Yeah.
And the only thing that isn't shooting up is the prices that the clients are willing to pay.
Yeah, no, it's their point in that.
Challenging period because you try to put your prices up for inflationary. The market moving and the clients don't want it. You lose jobs. You think you're negotiating a tender, and then next minute you've lost it.
But I think particularly at some of the values of jobs you guys deal with as well, and the scale of clients, it becomes tougher to argue and get that over the line. And you kind of think, like, obviously retail, we're all on a day-to-day basis, we're all used to going into Tesco or whatever, and the price has gone up on bloody everything, and electric bills and all these sort of things, but can't really argue it, can you? But I think some of the big contractors and stuff out there, that obviously payment terms and kind of negotiating the rates and the margins, everything's getting squeezed, isn't it? Which does make it tough, and keep it interesting.
I think competition as well, though. You've got a lot of people competing for the same work. It's tough, and then everyone's in the same boat. Everyone's squeezing their margins. I mean, it's harder now than it was 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I mean, I deal with clients on contract and retail side, and a little bit kind of supplier side as well. But I think retail's felt tougher out there, but obviously with 2 or 3 national players coming out in the market, it's probably there to have for the good ones, and the higher end of the market seems to generally obviously be a bit more buoyant and survive better. On the contract side, I mean, I speak to a lot of people like yourselves that do things well and have grown and have have kind of seen that opportunity out there and have still been fairly buoyant. But the theme that you do always hear is definitely that bit of kind of margins are tight and everything's getting squeezed and more competitive. And, there's perhaps 1 or 2 organizations out there that do some crazy pricing, and you kind of think, look, ultimately it's a business, and you've got to be able to make money and get a return for your efforts.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, like I say, don't get me wrong, Veatu's not been plain sailing. We've had some really tough years. We've had some great years. It's not easy, but when you're trying to go and develop and take it to the next level, competing with some of the people you're competing with a bias, difficult. It's a really hard balance between getting it right and being able to maintain your standards.
Yeah. And that's it, isn't it? I often think kind of price might win you the job, but actually your standards and your reputation, what keep that customer with you long term, isn't it? And that's what some of the examples that you said about suddenly you're asked, can you do the tiles? Can you do this? Can you do that? That maybe wasn't ever in the thought process, but it generally comes about because the standards are right and the reputation and the relationship's right, and it kind of grows arms and legs from there, really, doesn't it? But what would you say then? I mean, it's I think beyond getting on the phone to Donald Trump and telling him to calm down, you probably can't control the the price of oil and all these other bits. But I guess, what do you see as kind of the bigger opportunities in the marketplace then?
Well, for growth wise, I mean, we want to be looking. I know Ben's strategy there that we've discussed is targeting tier 1. We want to be we're sort of on the supply chain of a few, but it's getting that trust to be given the project. But yeah, the tier 1 contractor is where we want to aim for. Going into sort of real sectors, actual sort of government projects where but again, when you're going into those, that brings its own headaches, as we discussed earlier. But it's a bigger reward.
Yeah. And I guess it's another part where, Ben, you mentioned like the wider piece of the group and things like being able to kind of manage your cash flow with certain types of customers is obviously key, isn't it? And that's seen a few, arguably what people thought were successful companies, and in some cases some that were profitable, that went under because the cash flow kind of said balance you the backside, doesn't it, if you're not careful?
Well, it can kill you. I'm looking forward to the day when I walk in the door and say, Ben, I need to buy this material, right off, well, it's £500,000. So you start targeting bigger projects, and then, like you say, you've got to outlay the bigger amount of money. And then when I'm sitting there going, right, Ben, I know we've got this job starts in 3 months' time. I need to purchase all the material, and it's a £500,000 outlay. That's where you need your support from the group.
I think the other challenges in a minute as well is payment terms.
I was just going to say that's the other killer, isn't it?
Working
And
with
actually sticking to them.
working with some of these guys and the 60-day payment terms and stuff like that. It's all being well, but we're funding jobs for the first 2 months was difficult. But at the end of the day, we sign up to that because that's where we want to go. But it's a tough world to do. It's a tough world to be in.
And it's another area. Obviously, there's been a lot of lobbying to try and get people to actually kind of stick to payment terms and not withhold stuff, and all that sort of nonsense that goes on in the industry, or the wider construction industry, I guess, is the misconceptions there.
Some of them are crafty. You've got 45 days written in your contract. That ends up being 90 days by the time you've chased them and the QS is on holiday. Or I'll be QS and black, but be financial director who has to tick the box.
He's also on the golf course. Ben's trying to catch him.
Playing with him.
You're painting a very bad picture.
So yeah, like cash flows it can be the make or break, can't it? Not that on the biggest companies, like some of the biggest firms, like ISG going down was quite a shock to the system, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, there's been well, you can get into a long list with all of that, can't you? Where there's a fair few casualties across the industry and beyond. To be fair, been one of them. I don't know. I was going to say weird few years, but you start going into a weird decade or two, don't you, if you're not careful.
Yeah.
Particularly with COVID and all that sort of stuff over the years. Right. So slightly different question than you. We talked about bringing people into the team. We talked about the Friday night and going out. So if you could bring 3 randoms to go out on your team night out,
Well, this could be anyone.
can be anyone you want, mate, dead or alive. This
It's easy for it's all going to be Newcastle players, isn't it? I throw Tiger Woods in the mix. It'll be Tiger.
Yeah, I'd like to ask Tiger, why you keep crashing your cars all the time?
I was going to say, is he driving home afterwards?
I'm not going to get a lip with him. No, I can do your own drive.
You're really asking you, you actually first.
I love it.
I wouldn't want to get in the car with him.
Yeah, well, maybe not Tiger then. He's not driving. Tiger, Ali Shearwatt. Probably have to go Aspria, Tino Aspria. He's an animal.
Yeah. Depends on what type of night you want. Because if you like Tino Asprilla, then he ain't for a good night.
Maybe
I feel like this is a very male vote as well. Who's the ladies in your team bringing along?
try and cheer them. I know it won't be any of us lot.
They're not. What be you? But we be driving, we be dropping them off.
Yeah, and drive up there and pick them up.
And pick them up.
Yeah, you can't rely on Tiger, so you better sort that out.
I mean, that girl's bloody hell.
I won't know where to start.
No.
Should we go get him and ask him?
So press pause and carry on in a minute.
Who the girls have? I don't know.
Sure. We had Emma was drinking with Acom at the weekend. Yeah, they both do. Yeah, totally London.
She didn't know who he was.
She didn't even know who he was. We were stuck next to them. Posted a picture of him and went, does any of you know who he is?
Find the poor bloke.
Yeah, he ain't coming back afterwards.
That I say that they'll all be locked up.
Yeah, it'd be all sports people that would agree with it, mate, wouldn't it?
It'd have to be.
So who's on this same night out then? Who's last man standing or last woman standing? And
That'd be it's got to be Darryl, Paige,
Yeah.
Louise, and Emma. I'll be up for there. They'll be together.
Yeah, Dorothy's, Louise, Emma, they'll be in a little whole group picture.
onto the after party.
They'll be there with them all. I'm trying to find their way home. Yeah, they've 100% them for.
With shoes in their hand.
Yeah. I'll be the first one to flake off. 100% it'll be me. I'll flake right at the door. Yeah.
Well, have you had too many at the start?
I leave them too. I'm too old now. I can't keep up with them. I almost do it. I played golf in the mornings. You know what I mean?
I was going to say you got that rant game.
That's the best excuse ever, that, isn't it?
I play golf in the morning.
I've got 7 a.m. tee off.
To be fair, you'd give it a good go though. Pep can handle his water.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
There's a Jordan, isn't it?
it's from being from Newcastle, you have to be able to drink.
Found out it's 10 years old.
Cornflakes for brown ale. Because milk was expensive, but brown ale was cheap. I do remember as a child, like me nana giving us, it was called Mackerson.
I used to love it.
Yeah, Mackerson. It used to knock you to sleep. And if I stayed on my nana's, I was getting a Mackerson. You know, didn't get a little grass slope, but used to make you think that you were drunk. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you were 7 at the time.
Yeah. Probably use black tea with a bit of squirty cream on the top. No, there's me till I was getting drunk.
No, the whole family probably was back.
Yeah, it definitely was.
But there were one can, they 6 of them.
It's like you up north. That's all you do, drink. From a very young age.
Yeah, what about you? Who's new guy out with there?
Don't have it. I quite like the Tiger Woods idea now.
I don't think he'd find it very funny. He feel like he's being grilled by journalists. That's what he would be saying. When you cross the door, we only the influence. You know, when you cross this one, I tell you, who's a good one I'd like to get is Princess Diana. I'd love to get her on the drinks.
We'll find out what.
Find out what happened. Stuff like that.
This is the mate, political.
No, it would be a great one.
Just to get the gossip.
Is Harry really Charles's son?
Or that guy that looks his identical twin that's like you were mates with.
Ninja James, he went all over.
Yeah, that's well sussed that, isn't it? Whenever you see the pictures and you like, it's not much of a debate. He is all like that.
It makes me laugh. It still makes me laugh when people go, no. And I go, wait, I'll show you this. And it's on the internet, isn't it? You just go, look at that. And you go, wow. And you go, yeah. That's what Charles must do. Every time he looks at him, must go, wow. How was that, mate, boy? If I managed to make him look like that geezer over there.
It's a good magic trick, that, isn't it? Right, you've thrown me off now. I was thinking of another question a minute ago, and it's completely gone out of my head. Nah. So tell you right, that's a start. Anyway, if you hadn't, let's say you'd have never accidentally got into flooring, then pro golfer.
I wasn't good enough. I'll give it. I'll try my best, but
You give it a crack.
give it.
What would you have both done then had it not been flooring? Do you reckon?
Panic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still turn my hand to it now. So when I initially left school, I was on a YTS scheme, which was like the government's idea of getting you off the door, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And I went to work as a mechanic from 16 until about 18 when my best mate's dad was a floor layer. And he went, I need someone to come and help me do this work over the weekend. He took me along and paid me £20 cash.
It was his fault.
And I was like, wait a minute, I'm getting £28 a week there, £20 a day of you. And I went,
Did put maths that in it.
yeah, if you want me to come along anymore, just let me know. And then a week later, I was back with him again. I'd do 3 or 4 days, and then another week, and it just built up from there.
I thought you'd have been a model if you were.
I would have been a model. I was. That was close. Everybody close.
Close of them into pro golf.
Well, more likely, yeah, 100%.
Funny.
You would have made that money.
Yeah, no.
I don't know what I'd have been in sport. It's something in sport for me, definitely. Coaching football with the kids, or I don't know, something to do with sport. I love my sport.
Yeah.
Probably not somewhere that way, or I'd have probably stayed living in Portugal. I'm not sure. No. Need some strange career choices somewhere, but I'm here now.
And then, what would be the plan for after flooring then when it's all done? What's the?
I'll start. I'm off. I'm retired.
I'll die doing flooring. Like you're looking at wow. I'll have the vinyl floored coffin, right? With some lovely ceramic tiles.
It's good to say where you get the good stuff, or
Yeah, cushion flooring. It'll give you a good price. Yeah.
it's getting ordered now.
Yeah, well, then
I'm not really sure I'll retire because I can't sit still for 5 minutes at home.
yeah, I love.
So I don't see a point in like I have a day off and then I start working, and then and I start thinking, well, I may as well just be at work because when I'm not at work, I find something to do, which is
Yeah, I was gonna say, it just gets my brain, gives me more time to think of more stuff I could be doing.
yeah. Oh yeah, it's kind of silly when you think about it. She persuaded me, the missus will persuade me to go for a walk with a dog, and like I've just recently got a dog, and that's the only reason I'm getting dragged out of the house now. Because I used to just think, right, I'm gonna decorate that, I'm gonna fix that,
And readjusted.
yeah, I'm gonna dig the garden up, I'm gonna take that tree out. It's just so I don't think I'll ever retire. To be fair, I think I'd rather just die at work and give everyone a fight. Wouldn't be sat in my chair like that.
We won't even notice.
3 days later, he's been quiet.
Pick you up. You going to do anything?
See, they're doing nothing again. I know this, I mean, but yeah. I don't know what I'd do really. I'd be abroad somewhere. Or I'd be joining the kids. But once the kids go out, I'll be a granddad.
Once Charlie's a professional footballer, then
Yeah, and Japan, yeah.
he runs his son ragged at football.
I don't.
Well, not him, he do. He takes the poor kid. You hear him sometimes in the car going, "Daddy, can I just have a night off from football?" And like,
That's exactly what he says, yeah. It's my the other way around. Charlie, let me have a night off.
Dad taxi.
Yeah, no, that's 100% what I am, yeah.
yeah.
No taxi, we struck his roll crumbs in the car.
Right.
How did you get into podcasting then? What was the drive?
It was Mr. Tom Cockerell's fault, that one, to be fair. my story's on a different podcast that he blagged me to get on, which is why I was here in the first place, mate, to be fair. So we had
You have to link that one to this one.
put the link underneath in the comments. Yeah, no, me and Ben met in a past life. So I was a director at one of the distributors, and then went off and did consultancy myself, and then joined Cockerell and Co. So I work with quite a few different customers now that work with jointly with Cockerell and Co. So all flooring businesses, and just helping people kind of improve the businesses, but also and reason I ask these questions around kind of what people do outside of work, or the other side of it is one of the themes we often see is kind of, particularly more so perhaps in some smaller businesses, but kind of ends up taking over people's life, and how do they step away, and how do they not make it a 24/7 thing? And it's an odd one for me, because I'm a bit like you, mate, where it's kind of my brain doesn't switch off and I'm doing stuff all the time, but it's difficult, isn't it, when you've got kind of those family commitments, and the advice I always try and give, I'm not great at following it myself, but actually put yourself in that position where you have got great people around you and systems and processes, and actually it can be more of a choice how much you need to be in your business rather than it taking over your life. So it's strange, we talk a lot about helping people improve the business, but actually for a lot of people it's how do I improve the personal life without damaging the business, So it's that's why we kind of get into both a little bit of kind of the the personal story, but also the business. And I'm yet to hear anyone go, I grew up, when I was 6 I dreamed about doing flooring. No, it's not come up yet. I hadn't heard it yet.
I thought I'd be.
You know, one of my favourite things is see on a Monday morning, like the woman in the cafe yesterday, when I'm whistling away, waiting to get service. Right, "Oh, you're happy for a Monday?" And just the joke side of me is like, "Oh, I love Mondays." Do you know what? I sit there on Sunday afternoons going, "Oh, get in, it's Sunday. That means I can go to work tomorrow." And she started looking at us like, "You are mad, didn't you?" But in the end, I'm thinking, no, you've got to be happy with what you do, isn't it? It's tough.
Well, you have, like Ben said, you end up spending more time on it than you do with your family. And I've worked with a lot of people in big companies and stuff in the past, and I've always been a bit like, do you know what, enjoy what you do, because why would you want to come in and be pissed off and fed up and be counting the hours? I struggle with the idea of that, to be fair. If you don't enjoy what you do, then do something else. It's kind of my take.
Well, the day when you've got unhappy staff is the day, in my opinion, me and Ped ain't doing
Starts falling apart then, doesn't it? That's the thing. But
the guy's happiness is the most important part of what we do. Like I say, watching them develop, watching them improve, watching them succeed is better than any part of it.
I was going to say, I mean, I've achieved some pretty massive results in my career, but actually, if you kind of went through and went, what are the bits you're proudest of and what are the bits you remember, I'd start listing people's names and how they've got on, and how it's helped them and where they are and what they're doing now and all that sort of stuff. And I think that's the other question, and I'll ask it to you, but I'll give you my answer afterwards. Is kind of like, I guess, what's made you stay in flooring, really? Fair play.
But I've done it for 36 years, so and yeah, if I wasn't good at it, there's a problem. But no, I enjoy flooring because I think I just enjoy the I think I enjoy the process of like something looks terrible and then it looks fantastic. If you understand, I mean,
Yeah, getting to that end product. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
and you get them boring flooring. Don't get me wrong. Carpet tiles as well. And one of me look pet peeves. Like I can't get excited about carpet tiles.
Yeah, it's all that one.
The thing with a job is like that. I say that the job can look good, but until the flooring goes down, it's never finished. Like it's nice seeing it done, finished, and the building handed over, looking pucker. 2 weeks ago, it was a bomb site still because floors ain't down. It just transformation the whole job, doesn't it?
So some of the floors I've done over the years, like where you got these marble insets, you got these sort of like brass, diagrams in different colors, zooming off all different directions. When you're doing a project on that scale, that's some of the most rewarding stuff you'll ever see. And then
I was going to say, what's your favourite project you've done last few years?
my most favorite one was probably I recently did. It's called Westminster Church, right? It's down near Houses of Parliament, around the corner.
Yeah.
And there, it was a terrazzo in situ entrance with all this brass design going through it. And
Yeah.
the funniest part about it was meant to be a whole brass templated inlay, but the estimator priced it wrong. So what
This wasn't us. This isn't us, but
it wasn't our estimator. But what we ended up doing was buying lengths of brass with getting angle lugs welded onto it, and we made this pattern ourselves. And it was like, looking back, the clients thinks that it came as a template with this like sort of like a star sort of like astral sort of like design thing.
Yeah.
The complete pie in the sky rubbish. But we made it out of like lengths of brass. And he still thinks to this day, unless he sees this podcast, that it was made like that, where we actually moved on site. So I mean that wasn't even a big job, but it's one of my favorite ones.
Yeah, I was going to say, sounds quite unique, quite different, that one, to be fair. Yeah.
That was carpet tile.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's don't matter how many you put down, it's still not particularly, still hard to get excited about, isn't it? I mean, for me, it's always been, I've done a few industries outside of flooring, generally kind of home improvement related, but it's always been with flooring, and the reason I kind of came back to it and stuck with it was just people. I always think out of any industry, it's always very much kind of relationship driven and stuff like that. So from a sales perspective, to your point, Ben, kind of like what makes it business successful, getting the right people, getting the best out of them, all the rest of it. And I think, technology moves on a lot. I'm a fan of technology, I adopt it, all that sort of stuff. But ultimately, it's always people in our industry, and to the bit of kind of, I guess, kind of standing out as well. It's kind of having those relationships, getting the best out of other people, all that sort of stuff's always been the driver. Right, guys, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Right, Craig.